All right, there we go. Come on, girl, don't play. There we go. That's working. Let me share my screen. Mm-hmm. No, not that one. Not that one. Screen. Go. Oh, dude, Noise, did you miss out? Dude, it was a seven equations, seven unknowns we had to solve in the office hours. Go. All right. Glasses, water, all this fun stay. The cast. Yes, come on up. Invite. Cool. Tagging me. All right, today's been a crazy day. I found out yesterday one of my partners in the desert rave scene just like died. Just apparently collapsed at work. Just had a seizure. Poof. So yeah, they're trying to get a memorial for him. I got tasked with. Well, I said I offered to help. I said let me know however I can help. Like he was a really cool guy. He was I worked with him on a couple events. I asked for a flyer. Make for a memorial. I like calling celebrations of life. If I ever go out, or when I go out, everyone goes out eventually. Better be a fucking party for me. Yeah, thanks, man. No, it's okay. It's a little weird because this is like the third person in my my rave scene industry that has passed this year. I haven't had to deal with that many people passing. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting to the age where people start leaving. Don't leave. Twitch, please. No, Twitch. Dr. Gold is immortal. Legends never die. Legends never die. Yes, dude. I believe it. Believe it. Oh yeah, he's a cool guy. His name was Nate. I probably have the find the flyer. That's why I was running late. He wants to post his girlfriend wants to post it today. Let me get to work. This this is him. Yeah, Nate, dude. Love you, Nate, dude. Cool guy. He created this collective called Space Camp. Just like I have Gold Life. He created Space Camp, and collectives are very cool things. They're groups of people, a collection of people that all love to play music, or they're all some sort of creators and sorts of arts and stuff. And as a collective, like you come together to like throw events and like create parties and stuff. And he ran a lot of them. The scene. He actually asked me to join him on one last month, but I was out with Vegas and Electric Forest. But yeah, so cool guy, awesome leader. He always had a smile. He was a cool guy. But yeah, so we're gonna do little send off for him on Saturday. Because I don't know, universe seems to take the good ones quick. Will his funeral be a rave? I don't know. Well, we'll definitely do his memorial as a rave. Is what we'll do. I was just talking to his other very close friend. I was like, ask the girlfriend, but if we're doing, because they want to do like a whole candlelight vigil type thing and everything. And I was like, if it was my like vigil, I'm cool with the somber stuff and whatnot, but like I would have wanted it to also be a party. And he threw some pretty awesome parties. They're called renegades because none of them are legal. Like, you just find an area, you set up some speakers, you run a generator, and you bring people in, and people just have a good time. And what better way than to do that for him, for his little send off? Because there's a time for sadness, and also celebrate the time we got here. Makes you realize like life is short. So you have any things you want to do, go fucking do them now. In a lot of ways, I would usually say no to doing Burning Man on 3 weeks' notice, but it seemed like too good of an opportunity. And when you have events like this where people are just piecing just randomly, you start realizing that you should do the things you want to do now, because you don't know if you have tomorrow. I don't know. Definitely worth raving. What's up, Echo? First time chat. What's your name in our Discord, Echo? Can you tell me? Did we get initial up? Did we get you up? Still haven't got you up. I'm gonna invite you to speak again. There you go. Okay, there you go.
Discord was being a meanie.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Discord is kind of fucking whack sometimes. Deep quotes from Dr. Gold. I don't know. I'm not trying to be too deep. But life is real, man.
Which was the deep quote? Discord is whack, or everything that was said before?
Everything was said before. Discord is whack is a deep quote. Yeah, I appreciate that noise. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's talking to people is good. I'm more sad, dude. He had a fucking kid, dude. He had a 4-year-old kid. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Here, let's start off the podcast. All right. Welcome everyone to the Golden Hour AMA podcast. My name's Dr. Gold. This is a cool series of events we do where, during office hours, it's more ask me, questions you have with math or science, and we help you out get ready for tests and homework. But a lot of you guys have other questions that aren't directly math or science related, and I'm more than happy to talk about them, try to offer like what my perspective is on things. I've gone through a fair amount of life, so I have a little bit of a different lens of experiences that I can probably help you. So yeah, that's what this is for. And also like just talk about interesting shit, some people ask me about like Oppenheimer stuff, it's what's actually interesting? I had a student I was teaching yesterday, and I asked her, I said, have you seen Oppenheimer? And she kind of looked at me like with like dread in her face. She's like, we kind of have some family history there. And I was like, shit, are you like from Japan? Like, I understand why the Japanese really wouldn't want to see that TV show or that movie, sorry, because it's, not the nicest thing. But no, in fact, what she told me is that her grandfather worked on the Manhattan Project in Los Alamos. And I was like, whoa, that's super cool. She's like, yeah, but it killed him. Because back then they didn't know how much the radiation was. They didn't know how bad it was. And so he was one of the first people doing, I think, testing like the soil and stuff at the test site at Alamogordo in Los Alamos. And very cool guy. She showed me like he went to Berkeley, he went to Caltech. He was a part of that radiation lab that they talk about in Berkeley. Yeah, it was epic. I'm like, yo, this is like a physics legend. But the problem is like he died early. He died when so he was the grandfather. So he died when her father was 15, which is kind of young, to lose your parents at 15. But it was because of, and it was apparently not the nicest death because yeah, leukemia is a fucking bitch. But yeah, and it was because, he did a lot of work on the atom bomb, but nobody knew how bad the radiation was. They didn't know like what it did to you. And, he took one for the team there. He's like, yeah, it kind of brings up some trauma for my dad to see it. And I was like, all right.
You can't say took one for the team like that talking about that, bro. Come on.
I know. Well, I don't know. I kind of see it as like, he gave his life for like a very important part of history. I always say everybody dies, not everyone lives. And, making that sort of contribution and changing, the course of things, that's epic, dude. Even if it did take you out early, you at least like you did a lot. You made a mark, I guess. Yeah, not so epic. It was epic, yeah, that he worked on the project. And I don't know. I told her, like, if that was my grandfather, I'd be like stupid proud. I am proud of my grandfather was he was a firefighter in New York. He was deputy chief of Manhattan in the 50s and 60s, but he went to France for World War II and lied about his age in order to go because all his buddies were going. And, back then, I think the minimum age was it 18 initial? Was it 18 to get drafted for World War II?
17 with parent permission.
17 with permission. I think he was like 16. He was super young. He's seeing all his friends going off to France for World War II. So he lied about his age. And, I bet they weren't really checking. They were probably like, yeah, dog.
At all.
They're like, you want to go? We'll sign you the fuck up.
Historically, there were kids as young as 13.
13? Wow. Yeah.
They mainly played medic roles, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was young, so he played.
You could kind of tell, but you didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. You at least.
But you just can't give him a gun yet.
Yeah, they don't even know. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he was on the bomb squad towards the tail end. He was on the tail end of World War II, so he was more of doing kind of the diffusing of the bombs as like Germany was basically falling. But still a very dangerous job. And he talks about how like. He saw a lot of his like friends just like poof because something went wrong trying to defuse like a mine or something. And I was like, Jesus, dude. They call that what do they call it? The Great Generation? Is that what they call them? The Greatest Generation? That generation of people who signed up for World War II. I think they called it the Greatest Generation.
I don't remember. They call them a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the Americans that were born in the 1900s and through the 1920s, because they lived through the Great Depression, and a lot of them fought in World War II. Imagine that, dude. That's some serious history. Like, you go through probably one of the worst economic times in the history of the United States, and then you also go through probably one of the highest casualty military events of the United States. Yeah, you went through a lot. That's a lot of insane shit. Yeah, it's cool. Why are they called the Silent Generation? Oh, because they worked within the system. Yeah, they kept their heads down and worked hard. Yeah, cool. They kind of did. They were kind of like, screw it. Like, just keep your head down, get shit done. Yeah, history's cool. In the aspect of I like doing history to see trends. I know a lot of times in your classes you're probably like history sucks because I'm just memorizing a bunch of facts. But I've talked to some colleagues who teach history and I ask them, I'm like, what do you do when you study history? What do you do when you teach history? And they talk about how like, what you're really doing is you're looking for patterns in things. It's pattern recognition. You're seeing, what happened with the fall of Rome is a little bit similar to what's happening right now, and so
too many old people.
Was it too many old people? Did they have like declining birth rates in Rome? Is that what happened?
What the word is, I just heard it, but there's a word for the government being primarily run by those in much later generations.
Sure.
And usually this happened with the Soviets too. When you have that much,
with like the Bolsheviks,
they just can't do it.
Yeah.
They just can't help anyone. It's like, why are you here?
Also, I feel like your priorities are different, right? Imagine you're in the last 10, 20 years of your life. Yeah, right. You probably don't want anything to change. You're like, I'm peacing in 10 to 20 years. Let's not shake things up, on the final hour.
Yeah, that's the issue with not moving on, basically, is the easiest way to say it, is conservatism versus progressivism. It's just such a major issue that can't be ignored.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of young people tend to be more progressive, more liberal. Yeah, because we want, we got a lot ahead of us, and if we see things are wrong, we're like, yo, let's fuck it up, let's change some things, But I mean, I think there is something to be said for at least listening to the wisdom of elder people, right? That have been around. I mean, that's literally what this is. Y'all are probably 10, 15 years younger than me, but you listen to me a little bit. What's up?
You know what? They know what they're talking about, yeah, but they aren't applying it to modern day situations. They're
Okay.
still applying it like it's back in the 60s, 70s. It's not. The whole entire world has changed,
Yeah.
and they're still applying it like nothing has.
Right. Like, I mean, the internet, right, has changed everything in the last
Oh, yeah.
10, 15, 20 years. Like, dramatically. Like, you know, they back when, you know, the Mitch McConnells and whatever of the Congress were, you know, in their 30s and 40s,
Just starting to get their political
just starting to they were just starting to use like telephones to communicate to each other, you know? And now everything can be sent instantly with a text. And, you know, what implications does that have for, you know, society? There's a lot that changes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, let's see.
It's trying to adjust to the future while also wanting to be stuck in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
I mean,
just doesn't
like
work.
anything, there's a balance of both. There's a balance of both. What did Slimy say? I have veins showing, dude. What is this?
Yeah, he's talking about he asked why skinnier people have their veins popping.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good question. I like
Which-
that, dude. All right, here. Initial, let's pick one of yours because we do have a lot of questions today. Let me see. You got a bunch here. I'm gonna pick one.
I threw a bunch of world news and then a bunch of normal.
What do you think the next steps of this war will go for? Who's gonna take Briggs's throne? Do you think they'll be the ones that truly cause the Russian Civil War? Okay, and then there's Africa. In 4 words, fuck it, we ball. Okay, I like
motto,
I like the one about Prigg's throne because yeah, you have seen these you know, like hopeful tweets or something that, you know, the Wagner group is like, yo dog, you took our head boy out, like definitely, right? Putin, like,
Both
for
of
sure.
them.
Oh yeah, they took the founder out too, didn't they? Util,
Military
what her name is?
director and Prigozhin is dead.
Yeah, so they took out both, and they're kind of like, yeah, we're gonna march on Russia or something. I don't think they'll be successful now because of what happened with them getting exiled to Belarus and then split up by getting taken down to Africa. I think they're a little too spread out right now to, you know, if they were still in Crimea or whatnot and it's just like turn the tanks around and just go back to Moscow, I think they could
lost
probably
their
do
tanks,
something.
Majority of them.
I know, yeah, they were
They're
also
gone.
they were stripped of a lot of their guns. They lost a lot of their people. They lost a lot of weapons. It's almost as if like the Russian
And
government,
Shoigu still hasn't given them ammo.
yeah, it's almost like the Russian government wanted them to fail and then like took their leader out, and now like they're not viable to fight back.
Now they take the PMC's members and then conscript them. That's the logic.
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't know,
what's the
but they're
point of the PMC if
mercenaries.
they ain't
How does that work? If they're mercenaries, are these Russian citizens? I always think like these mercenaries are like people from other countries who just see a check and they're like, I get to kill some people. Fuck yeah, sign me up.
Wagner is primarily made up of convicts.
Oh, I see. So these are all people that he basically got out of jail.
These are people that Prigozhin showed up, bailed them out, and said, "All right, I paid this for you to leave. You're fighting for me."
Oh wow.
And most of them don't even know how to hold a gun.
Yeah, it's kind of like indentured servitude, right? But like,
It
people.
basically is, but Russia doesn't really have any law against it that really applies.
Yeah.
Russia never had the issue with slavery either, so they never really brought forth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think under Stalin, everyone was just a slave, so
Yeah, but you can't do anything against Daddy Stalin.
Daddy Stalin. Yeah, so that's what I think. I don't think I think someone will probably assume control of the group, but I don't think they're gonna be successful in starting you know, a comeback tour, Russian Civil War type thing. I don't think so.
Well, they've already made the threat to take over the Kremlin.
Yeah, but I also think they saw what happened to their leader, and this is what Putin is very good at doing, and he's a thug, right? He's a criminal. Is instilling fear. Like, for someone to take over command of this group right now, they now see what the price is for turning against Putin, which is that, like, you're going to be on a plane, and then it's just not going to exist anymore, you know? It's, yeah, he's like, I don't know, he's a thug, dude. This is intimidation is what it is. Cool. Let's see. I like that. That's a good one. Peakup says, what are the practical applications and limitations of quantum computing and how will it impact the fields of science? That's a cool one. Quantum computing. Quantum computing. Let's, you know what, I always like to start. Let's see what, like, Wikipedia says. I mean, I have some knowledge on quantum computing, but not a terribly large. Computer exploits quantum mechanical phenomena at small scales. Physical matter exhibits properties of both particles and wave. Superposition using special hardware that. Okay. Yeah, I know that quantum computers can do things a lot faster than a regular computer. I wonder why, though. I wonder why it can do it faster than a classical computer. I mean, classical computers work by the principle of using logic gates, which I think, Noise, you were asking me about logic gates. It's a lot of like, if this and this is true, then this is true, and it's a lot of ones and zeros, that allow you to do different things. You can build calculators out of logic gates. But I'm guessing that a quantum computer, instead of just doing things in terms of like gates and just of ones and zeros, it can do them like simultaneously. Oh, using a qubit. Similar to a bit in digital electron. Right, so a bit, this is kind of cool. This is what I was talking also about. Like, remember, I think yesterday I was talking to you guys about like the 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and whatnot. And how, yeah, all these numbers, 10, 24 and stuff. And that all has to do, the reason why it's powers of 2 is because there are 2 choices. Either a bit is on or a bit is off. Or maybe it's a byte. Binary digit. Yeah, bit. Yeah, here you go. So it's either a 1 or a 0. And that's why there's 2 choices. That's why everything is a powers of 2s. Yeah, honestly, to explain quantum computing, so they use a qubit, but it can exist in a superposition of 2 states. So it can be in both the 1 state and the 0 state simultaneously. That's kind of cool. I kind of understand that. So instead of like being, I have to do this and then do this, you can kind of maybe just do both things at the same time. Because the whole quantum mechanics phenomena stuff, it centers around these cool things that happen, such as you can have things that are called a superposition, which means things are not in just one place. They're in a bunch of different places at once. And what you're seeing is just a probability of what state something's in. Yeah, it's some brain fuckery. I agree, dude. Yeah, and probabilistic output. Yeah, and this is. Do you remember when I talked to you guys about the difference between quantum mechanics and general relativity, GR? So general relativity is what Einstein came up with, and that's more of seen as a deterministic physics, which means that because this happens, it determines that this happens. Like, things have cause and effect, and everything has like an order to why it happens. This is kind of, I guess, like the Big Bang and all these things. Like, they try to come up with like this and this and this and this. But then quantum mechanics is more probabilistic, which isn't about like, if I take this drink and I drink it, I won't be thirsty. It'll be like, okay, if you take this drink, there's like a 40% chance that you drink it, and if you drink it, there's like a 20% chance that you're not thirsty. And then it's like saying, but being thirsty and not thirsty can happen at the same time. It just depends, like, when we ask me if I'm thirsty or how we ask me. That's the whole Schrodinger's cat phenomenon, which is cool. Someone should ask me to explain that at some point. Schrodinger's cat is cool too. Yeah, it's Schrodinger's cat is here. Maybe I can get like the box. Yeah, let me get like a diagram of.
I fucking love this one. It's
Schrodinger's
so
cat.
stupid, but it's so.
Yeah,
amazing.
this is it. Yeah.
I'll put the cat in the box.
Put the cat in the box with the radiation.
And shoot the box 32 times. I don't know if this cat is alive or not until I open the box. Ignore the blood. That's not relevant.
Yes. Yes. So wait, why is there hit the hammer on this again? How does this work again? Radio
It's
material does not decay.
radiation.
Oh,
It's
this is
like
it. This is it. Yeah, okay. So there's radioactive material that is emitting like neutrons and whatnot. And there's a Geiger counter here, which what is it? It measures whether there's decay or not. And I think what they're saying is that like depending on like when you open this box to see whether the cat is alive or dead, there's a probabilistic chance that this Geiger counter has picked up radioactive signal, and thus that causes this to go like click, 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 and then it causes the string to cut, and then the hammer hits the poison, and then the cat dies. You know, or there's a chance that this radioactive material has not triggered the Geiger counter, and then the cat is still alive. And so, looking at this situation, you say that technically the cat is both alive and dead. It depends, like, how you measure it, or, like, when you measure it. There's an equal chance to it. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Poor cat, though, dude. What?
What did the cat do to this man?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, this is cool. Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen. Yeah, they say, yeah. One even said a cat is penned up in a steel chamber. Yeah, okay, and this is what they.
In the mood of explaining principles and stuff, why don't you explain Bernoulli's?
I could do that at some point.
All I know is the name. I entirely forget what it is.
Yeah, and so this talks about like, you know, the big thing in quantum is that like when you try to measure something, you disturb what you're measuring. Imagine if you were trying to determine what the temperature of a fridge is, right? But in order to determine the temperature, you need to open the fridge. So as you open the fridge, you're actually changing the temperature of the fridge. And this happens down at the quantum level when we start trying to look at particles and motion and whatnot using things like microscopes and other sorts of like lasers and whatnot. But though just the behavior of using those light sources to measure other small things, it affects them. So you can't ever actually know what it is because what you measured technically changed it. That's where the quantum stuff comes. That's pretty cool. Physical engineering, qubits, time complexity, then compute. Okay, so apparently there are certain algorithms, I guess, that require less steps in the quantum. If you have this ability to measure things simultaneously, the algorithms are able to do it much quicker than doing something on the the classical side of things. Yeah, that's cool for sure. Yes. So the big what was it? So Teacup asked the big question here. Or here, let's see what Jamarcus wrote. Sorry. Qubit can be multiple bits at once. I think there's a calculation that the most powerful computer, 47 users or something, and quantum, with 20 qubits in 20 minutes. Oh yeah, that's very cool, Jamarcus. Yeah. Quantum supremacy. What's this? Is this like a nuclear arms race, but for like quantum computing? Yeah, the big thing is encryption. Encryption is a very big thing. So a lot of your passwords are protected using various. They're called hashing algorithms. And RSA is one of them. Yeah, and this is how like we keep secrets, right? And how store passwords, encrypt messages to each other, and oh, this is cool. They actually explain the whole how they generate the keys. Wow, there's some interesting things. Like look at these algorithms, the Hamming weight results. But yeah, the way to try to break these, right, is just to try all the possible combinations. You imagine going to like a padlock that has like 4 different numbers. That would take 10,000 attempts to go through everything. So you'd have to go from 00000 to 9,999. That's 10,000. Dr. Gold, please buy a quantum computer. Buy a 1 qubit quantum computer. So a regular classical computer has to wait, right? It has to check that one, see whether it works. Check that one, see if it works. It has to keep going like in a row. Whereas a quantum computer can test a lot of things at once because that's what the quantum effect is of having two different states at the same time. It's you can basically try all the passwords or a lot of the passwords like at one time. And this would drastically reduce the amount of time it takes for you to break passwords. What effect that does it have? That fucks up a lot of shit. If you can suddenly break passwords in, a thousandth of the time that you could using regular computers, now a lot of things like national secrets, your bank accounts, a lot of this stuff is no longer safe. And this is probably where you have to come up with biometric stuff to keep stuff encrypted. Biometric is, for instance, like your fingerprints, or your eyeball, retina. All those are unique to people. Dude, I saw that. Did you see this? You can use your hand to pay for things at Whole Foods now. Use hand to pay at Whole Foods. Yeah, palm recognition technology. So you can go to Whole Foods and they'll scan your hand. Like your hand is a credit card. I don't know if I want to give Jeff Bezos like a scan of my hand. I don't feel like that's a good idea. But yeah, this is nuts. But yeah, your hands are uniquely yours. Like you can't break that. You can't. That's not a code you can like break. Like hands are so incredibly complex and different and unique to each person that this is where like you would need to do things if quantum computing starts breaking down the usual way that we use passwords, which are just like words and stuff. And then there's a thing called, dude, what's the orb called, dude? Is it called like WorldCoin or something? Yeah, this is the new thing. It's called the WorldCoin orb. So, with the advent of AI, right? We in ChatGPT and whatnot, it's becoming increasingly difficult, right, to recognize whether a human wrote something or a bot wrote something. I'm sure all your teachers, right, are dealing with this shit with you guys like writing essays and just using ChatGPT to just write them. I know for sure because like I had a student that always needs help writing, and they said they were going to take a U.S. history class this summer, and they said, "Oh, I'll hit you up because I'm going to need some help with the essays." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll help you out." And what I usually do is I take what their essay is, and then I massage it to make it sound better. I'm like, well, you should add something here, you should add this, you should write it this way, blah, 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 blah. I didn't hear from them all summer. And I was like, oh, okay, that's odd. Like, I wonder how they got through the class. And then they asked me yesterday to help them out with physics and AP Calc. And I was like, all right, cool, I can help you with that. And I said, oh, how'd your history class go? And he was like, dude, ChatGPT just like made it so much easier. I'm like, oh no. So he used ChatGPT basically to get through that class. Which, yeah, I mean, are you really learning? And maybe you're kind of learning stuff. I mean, maybe you use ChatGPT to come up with the baseline of it, and then you go through it at least to make it sound better. That that's okay. That's like using a calculator to do math, but then you still got to analyze it. But from a teacher's perspective, they now can't really judge the work of someone based on whether it was them or whether it was an AI. And I know we have things that are trying to like be able to detect whether an AI wrote something, but as AI gets more powerful, it's going to get a lot harder to figure it out. And this becomes a problem in terms of, for instance, like messages and stuff going out, like emails going out, where AI could basically impersonate someone. They even have it now where it can impersonate a voice. Like you can have it train on a person's voice, and it'll recreate the voice model in a surprisingly low amount of time and a low amount of data. And you can then trick people into doing things using your voice. Jamarcus says, if I'm getting surgery and my surgeon looks it up on ChatGPT because they cheated their way through med school, I think I'd rather die instead. Yeah. That is the problem, is that people don't really like learn it as much. Noy says, I will be using ChatGPT for my physics lab write-ups next year. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely use it for like the intro and stuff. I don't know about using it for the math. That stuff you still got to do by hand.
I'm still using it on my AP Gov.
Yeah, it's okay
No
as a
way I'm
tool.
writing.
I mean, I use it too, man. Like, I'll tell ChatGPT like, hey, I want to message this girl and I want to let her know that like I do this type of nonprofit work and I like what she does with this and I feel like we have similarities here and I would like to see how we can work this way and give me 4 different versions. And it'll give me 4 different versions of how to say what I said in a paragraph, and then I'll take bits and pieces from each one. I'll be like, "Ooh, I like this first sentence. I like the second sentence. I like the third one."
This sounds more like you're lying to us and that you're actually telling us you use it to try to get girls.
Have you seen that where they try to use ChatGPT on Tinder or something? Like, first of all, dating apps suck. Don't do it. But yeah, I don't know. But see, the problem is that like then when you see the person like face to face, what's gonna happen when like the way that you texted them doesn't match with the way that you talk to them? ChatGPT is so bad at math. I think ChatGPT has also gotten worse at math. Because of how it's being used. Because it's an evolving model, is what it is. And if people are increasingly using it for language-based stuff, it starts getting bad at math. And yet, no, ChatGPT is not very good at doing numbers-based stuff. It's very good at doing code. And I think actually, Facebook just released something. One second. Is it called Code Llama or something? Llama. Yeah, here we go. This is it. So, yeah, Facebook, or Meta, sorry, has created an AI tool for coding, which is called Code Llama, which is cool. I mean, I know a lot of people that use ChatGPT to write code, and this is cool. It's an AI model that's built on specifically generating code. Very cool. I think it's going to put a lot of people out of work because now you don't really need people who are experts at coding things. They can literally just use Code Llama to figure it out. So now you can pay humans less because you don't need people that are very specialized. Yeah. What's up, Ramton? Hey, dude.
Hello.
Yeah. What's going on? I can hear Ramton, but wait. Oh, he's getting his mic fixed. Yeah, all good. You're good. You're good, Ramton. You're good. What was this? Okay, yeah. So, okay, and also like the guy that created this WorldCoin thing is Sam Altman. He's the same guy that created ChatGPT. Same guy that created OpenAI.
Yeah, if bro's taking dubs on this, I ain't gonna complain.
Yeah, but also like I start like questioning this dude's motives. Like, so, and he's partially responsible for creating the problem, right? He created the problem, ChatGPT, OpenAI, and whatnot. And the issue of that, we as humans can't determine whether something is a human or whether it's an AI. And so he said, oh, okay, I created this problem. Let me now create the solution, which is
listen, bro. Capitalism.
I know, right? It's just like create the problem, create the solution. This is how the opioid epidemic worked, right? Get people hooked on, like, I don't know, then like create the drugs to help them. But he's created this cryptocurrency called WorldCoin, where you get minted, I guess, a certain amount of cryptocurrency if you scan your eyeball with this thing that looks like an eyeball and get it entered into their system. And then this is like your crypto like ID that verifies that you are a human. So it's a privacy tool, I guess. It's a way for you to basically like authenticate to other people that like, hey, this actually is me. It's not an AI or ChatGPT thing like impersonating.
How's it going, by the way?
Good,
Sorry,
good.
I was figuring out my mic.
You're all good. Have you heard of this thing? This WorldCoin orb thing? Have you seen this?
No, but
Yeah.
it sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, right. I mean, well, it's the guy that created ChatGPT, so like he's got to be doing something interesting with it.
Yeah.
My friend got his eyeball scanned, and they gave him WorldCoin. Let me see like WorldCoin price. It's kind of interesting because again, it's very hard to convince people to scan their eyeballs, especially if you're the company that created ChatGPT. This is like Skynet being like, yo,
$1.30, bro.
yeah, like can I have is it it's $1.30? Yeah, let me see. How's it been doing like all time? That's okay, whatever. I see it? Price performance. Okay. So it's been around for a while. It's holding about steady, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty steady. Or I like Corn Market. This will show me. Okay, and then let's see over the last year. So yeah, big spike. I remember this when my buddies were doing it when it was first coming out. Yeah, and then it's been kind of going down. This is always how crypto works, dude. There's like a hype, and then like there's a decline. But this is their way of convincing people to scan their eyeballs. Is that they give you, I think, like 10 WorldCoin or something. So it's like $20. When it was up there at more money, it's worth 5 cents. But that's their way of incentivizing people, and because you need enough people, you need like a critical mass group of people in order to justify this project. And I forget how many people they've gotten. Let me see. I know. 2 million. Cool. That's pretty cool. It's but yeah, they did do some sketchy shit where like they basically went to very poor countries. And it's, $2 to someone in Kenya is worth a lot more than $2 to someone here. And they kind of did like some shady shit where they started, basically bribing poor people from poor countries to scan their eyeballs for their database. These people don't even have a computer. Like, how are they going to use a cryptocurrency?
Just in case. Just
Yeah.
in case.
Yeah. But kind of shady. But yeah, Teacup, this is like, if quantum computing happens, then this stuff gets really, really necessary because passwords no longer work. And then you need things like biometrics in order to really authenticate who you are. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I see some interesting questions also.
Yeah, there were.
Non-math.
Yes, pick one. Pick one, Rampton. Pick one. We'll go through it.
I like the question that he Slimy asked. Who's like, why do veins show on both like weak and strong people?
Ooh, that is a good one.
He meant like skinny. He didn't mean like weak. He meant
not strong.
Skinny.
That's a good question. Do you know why, Rampton? I don't really know.
Yeah, so this is actually a cool question because I think I thought about it as well. Like, cause someone had an answer that is very like kind of close to the actual answer, maybe a little bit more detail.
Okay.
Is that so I mean everyone already has the veins under their skin,
right?
So now typically there's a few factors that shows that. I think.
I mean, some people are just naturally more vascular, right? Vascular is the term we talk about this. The
exactly. Yeah. So I think one aspect of it is, well, whether you have fat under your skin or not. So if you're typically like very skinny or very muscular, it means that you don't have a lot of fat. So then it shows more more veins.
It says below 10%. Wow, that's.
Yeah. So I mean, not necessarily below 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think even around 12ish, you would show as well. So I think the other aspect is, and also when they say below 10%, it could be just at like that area as well.
Sure.
Like if you your arms could have less fat typically than like your legs, right? So you don't show as much veins on your legs
very true.
than you do on
very
your
true.
arms.
Very true.
So
very
like.
True.
So the one aspect of it is the amount of fat that you have. The other aspect of it is like how thick your skin is. Sometimes people do have thinner skin. Typically, like especially like women have like thinner skin compared to men.
And so not just metaphorically.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's just like a little bit easier to show. And then the other one is amount of water as well, which someone actually did mention.
Mm-hmm.
So typically, if you have lots of water under your skin, it's a lot harder to show those veins. Right?
Okay.
Now, this is why like people who are actually like, even if they are, what's it called? Even if they're like really muscular and everything, they have to first go to the gym, like in order for
Uh-huh.
those veins to start to pop out and everything.
Uh-huh.
You have to first like get the pump, I guess. So
Get your pump on.
Like yeah, like do a little bit of workout, get your muscles to swell up so they can push those veins outside.
Right.
And two, you start to respirate, and some of that water also comes out of your skin. So now it's like the ideal situation for your veins to kind of pop.
Uh-huh.
So it's a few factors, but it's interesting that because you kind of see it at the two extremes, and I think the two main ones are fat and water, obviously.
Yeah. And then they talk here about like because they do this also a lot. I know because my sisters are nurses. Whenever you donate blood or something, they make you like squeeze your palms like this and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like make a fist.
Yeah. So like they want to. So this is actually so they wrap your arm also, and what happens is because your blood pressure is dropping, your veins are going to swell up to increase the pressure in your blood pressure to your organs, and so that's why your veins starts to swell up. And then also if you like start to do your fist as well, then you're kind of getting your muscles activated as well. So it kind of like, and also because you're getting your muscles activated, both your muscles will swell up, and also because now your muscles are working, they need more oxygen, which means that your blood pressure is also going to go up again.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, blood pressure. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely noticed I as I think the lowest I've gotten body fat wise is like maybe 14.5% or something.
14.5. Okay.
Yeah, 14.5, and I definitely like if I worked out really hard, like if I did like a really heavy deadlift or something and really like strained my whole like face and everything, I could start seeing like some of the veins start to like pop out. Oh wow. That's dope.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me, like one place that like two places that I saw it was mostly on my like arm, like forearm a little bit, and on my like bicep. And then the other place that I think it's also because typically I did a lot of like leg exercises, like a lot of running, a lot of kicking and stuff because of Muay Thai. So like, see a lot is my feet. Like my feet look like there's so many veins on it, especially after like a workout.
That's too funny. The feet you talk.
Hello, I think you cut out.
Yeah. 1 sec. I gotta fix my webcam.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you using a webcam mic, bro?
No. It's
no,
just
you're not. I see it right in front of you.
No. Give me a second. Give me a second. Webcam.
This is the perfect freeze frame, though.
There we go. Okay, that's back. Okay, good. We're back there. Is it my audio's still good though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. What I was gonna show was I don't know. I was trying to like find a picture of when I feel like I've been the most vascular. It was when I was in Idaho. I was I was visiting my friend who works at a video game testing company, and they had bought the old bodybuilding.com headquarters. What they had bought, and so they had the most ridiculous gym in the basement. It was so nice. Like imagine like bodybuilding.com is like that's a legend from the but yeah, here's okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is probably the most like vascular I've ever been, and yeah, you can definitely see it on like the arms and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
I think you were probably more muscular, or what's it called? Yeah, you probably had more muscles than I did at my like skinniest point. Like what was your weight around here?
This I was around 160, 161, and I'm 5'8".
161. Okay, maybe also it could be because you're also like short. I guess leaner.
Short, yeah. But honestly,
what's your height actually?
5'8", which
you're 5'8". Okay, you're not short.
I'm actually below average though. I think 5'9" is the
5'10"
average.
about now.
No, it's not, dude. Stop. It's
I think it's
not
looking
5'10", dude. What?
looking at what's coming up with this population. Looking at like teenagers now.
It's
definitely
5'9".
changing to
Don't say
5'10".
it's 5'10". I know,
It's
like,
definitely changing to 5'10".
I know no girl will
eventually. As
no girl
soon
will
as
look at
they
you if
go
you're under
through
6
this
foot.
again,
But
it is
come on,
changing.
come on.
As soon as they update these stats, it's so changing to 5'10".
It's 5'9", dude. 5'9".
It is so changing.
Okay, what's the average height of the world though? Oh, it's still 5'9". Damn it. I was hoping that like some short people in Asia would like skew this, but it doesn't.
I think it's Korea that has the shortest people.
Yeah, because you
No,
look at
Koreans
it
are
is
actually
Thais, never
very
mind,
tall.
Thais.
oh, here we go. Here's
Pretty
the average height. Average height. Here we go.
Koreans are actually tall.
Gotta
the-
scroll all the way to the bottom.
The tallest is Bosnia and Herzegovina, dude. 6'6.5" feet.
Netherlands. Okay, I don't
Netherlands
know
up
about
there.
those ones, but Netherlands is definitely there because I've been to Netherlands,
Yeah,
and their Dutch people are just known for
they're
being.
they're huge, so tall. I remember being at a bar once and like 6 of these people that must have all been like 6'5" or something. They all walked in, and I'm like, are these people just all friends because they were at the same height level? And they're like, oh, I can talk to you. Germany tall too, 5'8". Okay, so let's see what the shortest is. Afghanistan, 5'6". Wait. No. Here we go. So we gotta scan this way. No. Okay, East Timor.
Go all the way down.
No. It's from lowest to highest now. So East Timor, Guatemala, Liberia, Cambodia. These are all average height is like 5'3". Wow.
Those
I
are
know
all of your choices of places to
Koreans are actually pretty tall.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's Korea? Where's Korea? India's pretty. Yeah.
I feel like Koreans are like almost 6 feet.
South Korea 5'8.5". So they're about half an inch
What?
taller than us. Yeah, that's what they say.
Interesting.
That's shorter.
Dude, watch North Korea say like 10 feet. Okay, they say 5'5".
Well,
You know-
I want to see if I can.
Yeah, what's
Wait,
up?
how can I show? I
What do you want
can't
to show?
get my pictures off of Instagram because I can't download it.
You
Screenshot.
can just screenshot it. Yeah. It is annoying that it only. You can also you can just send me the link. We're not Instagram
Okay,
friends,
yeah.
Ramton, dude.
I follow you, but
you
my
do?
account is private.
This is like
Uh,
offensive to Gold to not have
No,
him
it's
added
okay.
on Instagram.
No, because like my personal account, I don't follow anyone with. I only follow Actual Education. Like my Gold Life account, I use Gold Life to follow people I actually want. It's a whole thing, but
I have all of Gold's accounts followed. I can proudly say that.
yeah, it's funny. But see, if I was actually employed at like a high school or something, I'd be fired because you guys would find my Instagrams. Someone would tell someone's parents, be like, "Oh, look, Dr. Gold's in Vegas." Yeah, height. That's cool. Have you ever gotten a DEXA scan done, Ramton?
I think
These are
the
great.
one that I'm cutting away the other person in this picture, so I can. Let's see
Okay,
if I
all good. Yeah.
copy. Wait, where should I paste it?
You can just
Should I
paste it
paste it in
in
the office hours?
Yeah, just paste it in the chat for the stage.
In the chat for the stage?
Here, I'll tag you.
Mhm.
There you go. I tagged you.
Yeah, okay. That's where I was going.
Oh, well.
There you go. Cool. This guy had less than 1% body fat. I think he died at 31. Yeah, I bet so. Oh, okay. Ooh, let's open this. Is this
was,
you?
like, probably
This is you?
the most. Yeah.
Are you this guy on the right?
Yeah. This is like where I was in, like, really good shape. Like after my
Oh, nice.
fight. Like even still, like I had some fat, but
Yeah, dude. I'm one of those people where
Yeah.
it's impossible to like get all my fat off. Like it's not. I've given up.
yeah,
Damn.
But-
Wait. This is Muay Thai, right? Is this?
yeah,
I was about to say because
There's actually-
your legs are fucking jacked.
yeah. Here's like there was actually a few cool pics.
Oh wait. Oh, you're cropping out the dude you beat.
Yeah, just so that I don't.
Let's not shame him publicly.
Shame him public. I mean, he was actually pretty jacked. He's more jacked than me.
Uh huh. How did you
Cool,
win
but
this
I
one?
don't
I'm
like-
curious. Did you win by like TKO or what? How'd you win? Tell us how you won.
No, it was the decision, but I had like 2 almost stoppages. He
Oh,
got
okay.
two counts in the fight.
How does that work?
Um,
What does that mean? Sorry, 2 counts. Like he
so
was
like
almost about
pretty
to
much
fall.
I like hit it. He was wobbly, and like
Okay.
um, it also kind of. Here's the thing, also. So we are. Let me show you another picture.
Yeah, show me it. Oh
Like,
damn,
is,
this
like,
looks
I had
intense. Dude, this is a sick
I had
action
a-
shot.
Yeah, like the person who like took these
This is sick.
pictures was like a pretty nice photographer.
So you almost got this
And-
person like on the neck. Is that legal? Are you allowed to like
Yeah.
kick someone in the neck?
Yeah, I can kick them in the head. So that's
God.
actually this is also this was a cool show. I had a lot of actually head kicks. Like I can probably put my fights what's it called? The video in the chat sometime.
Oh, is there a YouTube video or something?
No, I have it downloaded.
Oh, nice.
Because
Yeah.
one of my friends got it, captured it. Like,
Oh, that's very
just,
cool.
filmed the whole thing.
Are-
This was
yeah.
actually a cool video. The cool one. I wish if it was the one of the head kicks, but it's still a pretty cool picture.
Very cool.
Like that.
Oh, I like the
photographer was
black and
actually-
white. The black and white is sick. Dude, this reminds me of like Street Fighter or something, dude.
So here's the thing. You see the headgears?
Yeah, I see these. Yeah, right. These things.
So the thing is, like, they were actually pretty wobbly,
Uh-huh.
and so I hit him one time, and I'll try to find the video as well
Sure,
to try
sure.
to put it in the chat sometime because I do have it.
That's really cool.
But I hit him twice. One time it was like a kick, and one time it was like a punch where he got wobbly. But because the headgears were like
Not
what's it
secure. They weren't like
not
firm on the
secured,
person.
super like when we're putting them on, it just felt like super tight. I was like, I cannot feel my face.
Okay, okay.
But like even when you got in there, after like a few shots, you would see it move. And so when I hit him hard, the hit gear actually moved. So even though he was wobbly, the ref like steps in to like fix his headgear. So he kind of got a break.
Yeah.
But then that was the kind. But like it was obvious I won. But like in the beginning of the first round, it was kind of like I was like so frozen. I couldn't move properly.
Yeah.
And then I got hit a few times, and then I like kind of woke up. And
Oh, that's too
then,
funny. You got the senses knocked into you. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
here.
much. Can I have the charger there? I'll see if I can find the video right now.
Yeah, no, this is super cool. We should post to be like, yo, don't mess with the mods. They'll kick you in the face.
Rounded feedback. Jesus, got out of all of
Free
the
free Rampton feet pics. Oh no! Gonna start selling them. This is cool. So I'm glad that they do have this protection around your ears because, dude, every time I
Yeah.
see these UFC fighters with cauliflower ear, I'm just like, can these people even like hear anymore? Right?
No, but yeah, that's the thing. Now, here's the thing though. Like, he actually got a cauliflower ear because I kicked him so many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like even through that, like I mean, here's the thing. His deep, like, the thing is, he was 6'1", so I'm about 5'10",
Uh-huh.
and he's about 6'1". So in the fight, he didn't expect me to throw head kicks.
Sure, because
And
there's a
so
height difference.
Yeah. So and then here's the thing. So he used to be from a gym that I used to train at, but like I left there like a year before.
Mhm.
And everybody was thinking like, oh yeah, like this is the guy who's like,
Yeah.
from a year ago and everything. But then when I threw the head kicks, like I had some old friends also, and they were like, we were conflicted because they were like, we didn't know whether we want to cheer for you or this guy.
Yeah.
And then they were like, when you threw the head kicks, they were like shocked.
They're
that I
like,
could actually do it.
this guy's got it, dude. That's crazy.
All right, one sec. Let me see
Yeah,
if I can
Go find it. You're good.
find it.
Yeah.
One sec.
Yeah, I always wondered this. I was always like, what? Why is their ears look so weird? And it happens to be if like the ear is very sensitive, and if you get hit too many times, in the ear, the swelling, right? Or it loses blood or something. I forget how it works.
It's actually no. It gets filled up, but with like liquid. So it's actually because the cartilage in the ear breaks, and
Okay.
then it starts to fill up. Now, this actually happens mostly because of jiu-jitsu, because they
Ah.
roll around the mat too much, and then they end up
Oh.
crushing that
I
cartilage
see.
in the
Oh,
ear.
so it's
And then
not
it
the
starts to-
punches. It's the floor game.
No, it's the ground game. That's why you see if you look at the wrestlers, they've got more messed up ears. Now, sometimes people actually have can see Khabib. Like,
Dude, I
on the
can't even. I
left.
can't. Dude, he can't even like hear, dude. Like what? Like his ears are like closed.
I don't know but yeah, some people actually you can drain it. Like a lot of the times in training,
Yeah.
if this happens, if they quickly drain the liquid, then it doesn't become as bad. So you can
Oh, it
see
doesn't pool up.
Connor's is not that bad as
Sure.
like Khabib's.
I guess yeah. Khabib probably didn't train in such a nice place. I guess by his ears.
I got a
Yeah.
question for you both.
What's up?
If you had a walk-up song for everything you did, what's it gonna be?
A walk-up song?
Well,
Oh, you mean
Baby
like
Shark.
Baby Shark, Baby Shark, dude.
Bro, that makes sense. They are
Like a song to like
they're
just hype you up
hard.
or something, just like hype the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, kind of like a hype song.
I would
Honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of good songs.
I would probably be Rick Astley, dude. I'd Rickroll everyone, dude. Just be like,
That would be good
I
song.
think I'm gonna have to go with "Smooth" by Santana, bro.
oh, that'd be a good one. DeMarcus says,
Yeah,
after
one
all
thing-
these discussions and stuff, my question seems boring. No, dude, it's okay. Your questions are great, guys. Rampton's gonna go find a video. Let me answer some. Yeah, don't worry. No, I appreciate all
You
your
want
questions.
a good question that I gave?
Well, one sec. Let me get through everyone
What's
else's
your
real quick.
favorite funny childhood story?
No, dude, dude, Jamarcus, this is a great question. Jamarcus asks, what are your tips for staying motivated to study more and stuff? Because I want to study and learn more, but it's definitely getting to the point where most of my day is spent wasting away on YouTube and TikTok and having my brain rot, and I don't want it to stay that way, but I don't know how to change. No, this is a great... Dude, this is a huge dilemma, I think, with your generation, is that... So, when I grew up, we didn't really have the internet, and we certainly didn't have Facebook or TikTok. So, we didn't have all these ways to just get distracted and, like you said, brain rot, you know, like just going down this tunnel of like I've had it happen to me. The YouTube rabbit hole where you're just like, oh, let me look at this, let me look at this, let me look at this, let me look at, and you just like keep going down, just learning like useless stuff or watching useless. Yeah, no. I think it's a huge thing in your generation, and who knows like all the issues that are gonna come out of it. But how to stop doing it. So I always believe that it's a lot harder to say no to doing something than it is to replace it with something else. You know, if I say like, hey, I need to stop eating chips or I need to stop eating junk food. Well, you need to eat. So instead of saying like, I'm going to stop eating junk food, you should say, I'm going to eat more healthy food, or I'm going to cook more of my meals at home. Or I'm gonna have Chef Rampton make all my. But yeah. And this is also how the brain does work. This is the difference between like, say for instance, a negative attitude towards something or a positive attitude towards something. Your brain does subconsciously respond better to things that are positive, like affirmations, versus like negative negations. So instead of saying, I don't want to be fat, you should say, I want to be healthy. You know, instead of saying I don't want to do something or I'm going to quit doing this, it's your brain responds much better to saying, I want to do the positive thing. I see this a lot. I have a journal where I have to write down like things like about myself in the future, and you know, I have to catch myself a lot of times, like, and instead of saying that like I don't sleep in all day, which would be a negative thing, a negation, I say I wake up early excited to follow my dreams. You know, that the brain will respond better to that. The brain responds better to positive things than negative. So I think instead of saying that like, I'm not going to waste all this time on TikTok, I'm not going to spend all this time on YouTube, I'm not going to have brain rot, tell yourself that you're going to do something opposite to it, which is positive. So in the case of, I gave you we got you a Brilliant account, didn't we, Jamarcus? You should say that like, I'm going to go through one Brilliant lesson a day. And that's going to take time for you, right? Like that's going to take time that would replace time that would be spent getting sucked into a YouTube and a TikTok like viral. Yeah, let me know how that Brilliant thing goes. They appreciate any feedback, obviously, and I would like to structure a reward system around it. If you guys like it, if you guys think it's cool. So, that's what, dude. Because these apps, bro, they are engineered, designed with billions of dollars, trying to get you addicted to them. It's the same way that like cigarettes in the early 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, even today, or vape pens today. These are all companies that are spending tons of money on research for you to be hooked to it. So, in the case of cigarettes, they engineer the chemicals and the nicotine so that you become addicted and that like you won't stop. And then with the YouTube stuff, they know what you like. They know what's catchy. They don't care whether it's good for you or not, but they'll put it in front of your face because they know that you'll click on it. And so Jamarcus says, yeah, that's something I've been wanting to use more, but again, the same urge to pick up my phone and watch stuff wins every time, and I feel terrible about it. Do not worry, dude. I have the same fucking thing. I waste so much time sometimes on TikTok and YouTube, and you know where it comes. And maybe the problem here also is that the Brilliant stuff you need to do on your phone. So this is actually why I do have a calendar on my phone, but I tend to use a physical paper one when I need to actually get things done, because the act of checking my phone to check my calendar, and the app designers know this, it's way too easy to see a notification from YouTube or TikTok and click that instead. And then sometimes I'll be like lost, and I'll be like, wait a minute, what did I pick up my phone to do? What was I trying to do here again? Like, why have I just watched like 30 videos on like the fall of the French Republic? Like, what? Why did I watch all this? Like,
Which one?
Yeah, I know which one, right? I don't know. Or like I get lost in TikTok videos about submarines and stuff. It's all cool shit, and like they know I like it. That's why they put it in front of you. So the solution to that is, I don't know if your phone has like a do not use mode or something. In Android, it's called focus mode. What is it called?
Screen time.
Is it called screen time in the Apple thing, where you can
Screen
basically
time technically would be your best bet.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. One sec. What is it? Apple restrict apps during certain times. Screen time, add limit. Yeah, good. And this is what I would do. I would I would set up restrictions for TikTok, YouTube, even maybe like Safari, even like a web browser. During hours. So mine's set from like 8:30 to 5 p.m. I set these at like, please don't use these apps. There's always a way to get past it, but make it difficult. And set it up that you can't use those apps during certain times. Like I set an hour, set like 8 to 5 or something. And then when you get on your phone, you'll be forced to be like, oh, well, I can't use any of these apps that I feel bad about. Let me learn some stuff on Brilliant, because that's why I'm here. That's why I'm on the phone. That's one way. Also, any sort of fun hobby, like working out is great. That's a great personal thing to get into, that will help you out in so many aspects of your life. You could tell yourself, I want to, and this is why I have the challenge in the Discord. I have the 7,000 steps challenge. It's because I want to encourage you guys to go out and exercise. I think that's just as important as learning math and science. Don't neglect your physical health, because they're very intertwined. Like, they're very matched to your physical mental, and your intelligence. So yeah, and don't worry, yeah, the urge is natural. It's been programmed, engineered by these people at Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. They're trying to get you hooked. So you have to either have extreme self-discipline or set up replacements, is what I would say. Set up some replacements for it. That's a really good question, Jamarcus. That's an awesome question. I like that. Very relevant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Rampton, you have any thoughts on that?
No, it's definitely true. I feel like, especially the worst thing is like when you, as you said, like you have to use your phone for other purposes, or like your computer, right? You're
Mhm.
like, you like, for example, one of the things is like, I always I have like two emails, right? And then if it's a work email, if it's my personal email, I still open up Gmail to check the work email.
Mhm.
Like I automatically end up checking the other email too, and
Yeah.
then now I'm just distracted.
Yeah. And then I'm checking Google News. And I'm like, what's happening
Yeah,
in the world?
exactly. So I think it kind of takes a little bit of discipline,
Mhm.
but again, it's also very hard to kind of try to like say, oh, discipline is all you need. Like sometimes you kind of have to find a better alternative rather than uh just discipline. Because like if you're like, I think I'm this kind of person. Like if someone was like, don't do this,
Right.
even like, first of all, I'll be like, why? I mean, the why of it is
Why not? Why can't
obvious.
I do it?
Yeah, the why of it is obvious because you'd be like, well, I'm you're like, wasting your time or whatever. But I think the biggest other thing is, even if you know that what, it's still hard to resist an urge if you don't have an alternative, right?
Yeah.
And this is also a well-known study. There was a group of people that were put into a room, and there was a buzzer, and they said that if you press this, it's going to shock you. And then they were like, okay. And then they moved out of the room. And then
Uh-huh.
they let these people just be in that room, nothing to do, just that buzzer that shocks them. And people were so bored that they just kept pressing it.
No.
And like, and men apparently were 3 times as likely, or sorry, not 3 times as likely. They pressed as many times as women did. Like it was, like it's not like people press it once. People
Mhm.
were pressing it multiple times, but there was a guy who was like pressing it like 100 times. It was shocking
Dude,
himself.
he's like, dude, I
And
need to feel something.
exactly. So I think boredom is, and which is why I say it's not. You can't say, "Oh well, don't go on social media,"
Yeah.
right? Because when you say that, it's to beat an addiction. Whether it's an addiction or a habit, you have to replace it with another one.
Exactly.
So I think the biggest thing, as you said, like working out or finding a different activity to do is like the easiest way of like trying to avoid it. Because if you have no alternatives, honestly, any person, like if people shock themselves, like something, they rather feel pain than nothing. Why would you not want to watch TikTok videos rather than do nothing? Like that's a lot easier to like justify what you're doing. So that's the thing.
Oh my God, dude. I didn't know that story. That's too funny. They
No,
literally
like
just shocked
it's a
themselves.
well-known study. Like you can Google it even.
Yeah.
Like I remember. Also, I found the video. I am
Okay,
trying
nice.
to convert it into MP4,
What's it
but
in?
I
It's,
can
it's in
also
a
share it with you if you want to.
yeah, just share it. Give me a link or something, and I'll pull it up here.
Okay, yeah. Share. Uh, maybe yes. Send me. What's the email?
Geo@actual.education.
GIO.
Here, I'll type it here.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, Jamarcus. It's all about replacing. Actually, I have this too. So this is why I journal a lot. I love journaling. Journaling is like one of my number one things I think that has like kept my life together. And every week I write down like things that I want to get done this week. And so if I find myself on my phone, like just going through TikTok or YouTube or whatnot, I think, wait, let me look at this journal. Like, how many things did I say I was going to do this week that I still haven't done? And it'll be like, do my laundry or clean my room or practice the cello or go run 3 times or go to the gym, do an ab workout. And if I see all that, then I instantly feel more guilty that I'm spending time doing things that are worthless when I have this big list of things that I'm supposed to be doing. So,
Exactly.
So maybe, Jamarcus, like if it would help you, maybe try to like write down every week on a piece of paper like things that you would like to have done. Look at yourself like a week ahead of time and be like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I had run 3 miles this week, I had read 2 chapters of this book, and I completed a brilliant course in basic computer science. Like, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, imagine for yourself what would be really cool. Write it down. You have to write it down, and don't write it on a phone. Don't write it down on paper, and just like have that on your wall or something. And anytime you find yourself, you catch yourself like in one of these YouTube holes or something, look at that piece of paper and be like, well, shit, what did I say I was going to do this? Oh, okay. Could have done this. All right. Did you email that to me, Tim Rampton?
Yeah, I shared it with you, so I think
Okay.
you should send an email.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I see. Okay.
It's like 11 minutes, but you can skip the between the rounds thing.
No, let's do it. Ooh, okay. You're the one in the red shorts, right?
Yeah, I'm one.
Dude, I love the music
No,
they
no,
have
no.
with this. Wait, one second. let me
Red
put it on.
shorts? No,
Wait.
I like red gear. You mean?
Yeah, red gear. Sorry. Yeah. I didn't see the
Yeah,
shorts
red
yet. Black shorts. Yeah. Okay, dude. Let's
I
see
guess
Rampton.
it is black and red shorts. I forgot.
This is gonna be super cool. I don't think I've ever seen like a Muay Thai. Actually, no, I did. When I was in Thailand, I went to one of these.
So yeah, if you wanna pause it for a second, also like just to
Yeah.
say something. So, Muay Thai. So, for Muay Thai fights in Ontario, like these are obviously amateur fights.
Okay.
There are different regulations. So if you up to 3 fights, you are not allowed to throw elbows.
Oh, okay.
And then 3 to 6 fights, or 3 to 6 fights, you're allowed to now elbows get introduced.
Okay.
Or maybe even, I'm not even sure about that. But so there's a C class, there's a B class. So C is the lowest one, which is like 0 to 3 fights or 4 fights. And then there is another like 3 or 4 fights that you can have, which goes into B class. Yeah, and then when you go, so in B class, you end up are still allowed elbows. But then in A class, you no longer wear headgear.
No way.
And then you don't wear, I'm not sure about the shin pads, but after 20 fights, it becomes open class. Where if you are in A class, you could go up to open class, but typically people don't.
Okay.
Unless that you've had some.
So it just
fights,
becomes more of a blood sport as you play more fights.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, actually, sorry, no, the elbow pads are still there.
Okay.
But there's no headgear and there is no shin pads, because the elbows are the easiest way of getting cut.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So that's why they never take the elbows. But like other than that, like you don't have any other sort of gear, which is open class. But here's the thing: in open class, you would end up having people who are still coming down for pro to have fights, because sometimes if they are pro and they can't get a lot of fights in, and they would come down to try to fight people
just to fight someone. They're just like,
class.
I need to fight someone.
Yeah, just to stay active. Especially. So like you would see, actually, there are people that I've seen that are in open class and they're fighting in like glory kickboxing as well. So
I see.
Like
kind of going down into like the easier lobbies. Like you're a sweat, but you're like, I'm gonna play easier lobby.
Yeah, well, it's still like it depends, because everyone does it. Like open class ends up being like really actually competitive.
Yeah.
Like even if they are amateurs, they're way higher level than. It's not like that much easier. It's mostly people just want to do that so that they can get the experience. So when they go to like the actual pro, they have some sort of like background. But anyways, yeah.
That's cool. Let's see some action, dude. They're clapping for you. They're clapping.
Yeah.
Fight!
So like I was like frozen in the beginning.
Ooh. Oh, dude. Oh, he's striking you, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But one thing I had going was like my defense was really good. He was not getting through.
Like you can like tire him out a little bit or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all these body shots. Like you're hitting him and you're getting hit in the ribs a bunch of times, which after enough hits, like that starts to take a toll on you. I didn't realize you still punch though. I thought it was strictly legs.
No, no, no. It is like punches to the face.
Ah. Yeah, I love the drum music in the back. It reminds me literally
Yeah,
of Street Fighter.
Here he kind of like grazed me. It doesn't look like it, but I was like, oh, it's okay, cause like, and then this is when he grazed me like down low. I kind of got pissed, and then
Yeah,
this
you're
is
like, yo,
where I,
this
like,
dude went for
turned
my
around.
nuts, dude. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, this is where I was like, you'll see. I threw a head kick here.
Ooh! Ooh!
Yeah, so
Ooh!
that was where I kind of had him like,
Yeah, kind of like you're about to have my.
Wobble,
Dude, I saw him wobble, dude. He wavered.
yeah,
But then people still go to the ropes, I guess. Yeah, let's still go to the ropes.
yeah. Like if you're, they don't let you do too much because you don't want to fall down or something.
You almost got him like straight in the stomach there. Oh, ooh, ooh. Oh, that's another good hit. Oh, another good hit. Dude, I feel like I want to spectate this dude as like a spectator, like commentator or something, dude. It's just like. Yeah, that must hurt when you guys like hit each other's like shins or something. Like when you like parry, I guess.
Yeah, like those pads are actually like the elbow pads are pretty thick.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that was another.
Oh, man.
Oh, there you go. That was another wobble.
Yeah,
Like that-
another one.
The shin pads are actually pretty thin. It's like a cloth worth of stuff.
Was it
No.
was it back here like with the...
Yeah, I threw a cross that wobbled him a little bit.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah. He falls back a little bit. Wow.
But yeah, the elbow pads are pretty. But yeah, there's still like this is round 1, and then there's 3 rounds.
Is there a highlight round we should go to? What's like your favorite part?
Well, no, it's all kind of like the same. I guess.
Like, oh, they have the showgirls come out, dude. Stop.
Yeah. This was actually the girls from our gym.
Oh, really? Okay, so they
Yeah.
fight as well or something, I guess.
Yeah.
How many minutes do you get in between on the breaks?
Like 1 or 1.5. I think.
Okay, that's a decent amount of time.
Yeah. And then the rounds are 3 minutes.
Wow, 3 minutes, and it's 3 rounds, so 9 minutes total.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoa. This is
Okay.
this is some good parts. Oh. You must be tired, dude. Like it's amazing to see the difference in being able to defend and even like counter once you get to the third
Yeah.
round.
Like one thing I you can see how I do is like whenever he like hits me, I like immediately hit him back.
Yeah,
Like
because
I try to
he's
make sure,
weak.
like- yeah, like whenever I let him hit me, I'm tired to like hit him back, but like I'm like seeing the strikes come, so I always like try to absorb it however I can. But then I immediately try to return.
Y'all playing kissy kissy.
Yeah, no, like we weren't doing anything to each other. Like
Yeah.
even when I was throwing knees, I wasn't hitting him, but like I bring up my knees just for the scores, just so in case they won't be like, oh, he was hitting you, you weren't hitting.
Ah, I see.
But
Okay.
like neither of us was like really hitting each other.
Yeah, but it's all for show, right? Because at the end, like,
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
all
judge
for
that makes
show.
the decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the interesting thing about these, because you have like 3 judges, and then like they score each round, and like, is it unanimous?
Yeah.
It's not like the video game where you just have to like knock the person out, like just take the energy out. There's no more energy bars left.
Yeah. This is where we were kind of getting tired, but it was still
Ooh.
like, you know.
You're still getting some decent hits, getting some decent contact. But yeah, it is like watching you guys fight in slow motion compared to like round 1.
Yeah, because this is like the round. The round 2 was actually like
Ooh,
my
ooh.
best round.
Ooh!
I'm just like.
You just kept smacking him in the head, dude. It's so good, dude. And then they do
the
and
rest
then-
is just the decision.
Fighting out of your red corner,
woo! Yes, dude. That's pretty cool, dude. And that's sick. Hella sick. I love
Yeah,
that.
now that I'm training, I'm like, I want to do it again.
Hell
Like, I
yeah,
didn't
dude.
plan to, but now I'm like, the adrenaline rush I get from like, even watching it.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, because you're inspired again. You're like, yo, let's do it.
Yeah.
Marcus says yes to go. Thanks for the tips. Yeah, Jamarcus, let us know, dude. Let us know how it goes. I want to know how the paper thing goes. I
Wait,
have
what
a
is
bunch.
he doing for the paper?
Not well. I was suggesting for him to write like goals for the week on a piece of paper, and then
Oh, okay. That's it.
anytime he
Yeah.
feels guilty about doing too much YouTube, whatnot, check your goals. Did you hit him? Did you do him this week? I know I have a ton of goals, and I'm going to Burning Man next week, so I'm like, there's a lot to wrap. Oh man, let's see. Is Noise still here? Noise heads. I always have some good discussions with. Still here? Questions about social. Bow, bow,
Hey,
bow,
listen,
bow.
fuck it, we ball is like the easiest way to solve that.
Yeah. Oh, that's what your that was your solution. Where was it?
Yeah, I live by fuck it, we ball.
You say. Good lad. Four words. Fuck it, we ball. My life motto. Yeah, I like this. How to minimize social anxiety and awkwardness. It's my unfortunate like solution for this is just get drunk as fuck. But that's not healthy. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like
So-
all social anxiety and awkwardness goes away after the fourth tequila shot. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, but I actually figured out a way to beat it.
Okay, what's your way?
Now, it's close to what you're telling me.
Mhm.
So when I got drunk, or like, I mean, weed is legal in here, but I'm not
Sure.
gonna tell people to smoke weed. But one thing is, like, at some point people will drink in their life, or if if weed is legal where you are,
Find something.
if you end up doing it. So I was actually worried about that because I had a lot of moments where, like, for example, stress for me was like a thing, and
Yeah.
like I never wanted to deal with stress, by doing this.
Sure.
But especially when weekends came, sometimes especially when
You're
we're
like, yo, let's
friends-
blow off some steam and just like forget tonight. I know, I've been there.
Exactly. And then what I started doing is, in that moment, I was like, I want to think about the things that like stresses me out. But I was like, I don't care. And so like it was like, stress free, and like, I didn't care about these stuff. And it just felt like calm to even think about it. So what I started to do is like I wrote down my thoughts and like my mentality.
Okay.
And I just started taking notes down. So then I can read them when I'm sober. So I can be like, oh, what is it that doesn't stresses me out when I'm like, slightly
Little
under
blitzed.
the influence, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking like, I can't walk. Like I was still
Sure.
like, functional, but it's still like, you feel more
You're in a
relaxed.
different
So I
state.
was like,
You know.
exactly. And
And,
so
like,
you can take
inhibitions are
notes down,
Go on. Yeah.
or even like if someone wants to write down or like record your own voice, take like a video of yourself or something, right? Or even if it's not, obviously I don't want to say like if you're drinking, but there could be like a good day, right?
Yeah.
You're having a good day, you don't care about anything, you're like, whatever comes at me, I can knock it out of the park.
Mhm.
On that day, record your future self like a video, or write down like a note to yourself in the future for the version of yourself that is stressed out. And
Yeah.
like, what is it that you're like happy about? What is it that you're working about? And I think that's one way of like you can try to get over that, because if you find the moment where you don't feel that anxiety, try to give yourself like hints in the future, right? And
Yeah,
then
little
in the
breadcrumbs.
future, exactly. And it's not gonna be like once and done, right? But if you do that enough, you start to slowly reflect on those, and each time you take like one step forward. Like, okay, maybe if you're having a good day, you're like, oh, I feel like 10 times better. But then some other day, instead of feeling 10 times worse, you feel like 8 times worse, because
Right.
you want to take like 2 steps forward because of the breadcrumbs, as you said, like left for yourself. I think that was one of the things that I kind of did, which is like a trick. Like you're not doing anything out of the ordinary, and so you can kind of give yourself like a hint of how to like deal
When
with
you're in a good state. This is a very important thing, with internalizing like epiphanies. I know a bunch of people will be like, oh, take some mushrooms, take some acid, and like you'll come up with these cool thoughts and whatever, like epiphanies about how to change your life. But then once they come down from that, they just keep making the same. And it's because they don't internalize the lessons they learn in one area when they come back to like normal life. And I do the same thing, Rampton. So I write notes to myself all the time, especially like if I'm out and like a little messed up and I'm having these epiphanies. Because when the inhibitions are gone, you start being like fuck it, like why am I afraid of this, or like why am I not doing this? Actually, my first girlfriend in college, I remember I'd always liked this girl. I'm like, oh, she's cute, she's cute, she's cute, and I would never have the courage to like text her. And then one night I was at a party or something, I was playing a lot of beer pong, and I just I wrote a note to myself. It was like, stop being dumb, just text her. And I saw that the next morning, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I should just text her. Like I remember being in this feeling, and then we ended up dating for like 3 years because I finally told myself to stop having doubts.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good point. Like, as you said, like I think part of it is also like you always feel like you don't do this. Like, and here's the like I'm kind of a procrastinator, which it turns out it actually comes from being like somewhat of like perfectionist or like wanting to get things like very correctly. So I realized like a lot of my friends was like, oh, what's the thing? Like if you wait for this, right, you'll just not find out whether like, let's use the same example as you did. Like if I want to tell a girl whether I like her or not, then if I tell her now, then I'll find out if she likes me back or not.
Right.
But if I tell her, if I keep waiting, then there is no
there's no resolve.
Never going to know the answer.
Right,
exactly.
Right. But there's no rejection too, because you're like, ooh, but there's still a possibility if I never ask.
Yeah, and here's the thing: I wasn't like afraid of the rejection. I was more in the mindset that if I give it more time, what if right now it's a no, and but like it's kind of like I'm putting a deadline to it, like, oh, you gotta answer me. But in the future, like I could be doing something to like turn that no into a yes. So like I'm slowly hacking.
But if you don't know the no right now, it's still just in limbo.
Yeah, exactly. So what I think actually ends up happening is like you kind of have to find that balance, because it did work out for me at times, but you can't be too hesitant, but you also can't be too bold. And I think it's kind of where I saw this, I read this somewhere when it said like, if you can do whatever that is within your control, then you've done everything you can. And if you're waiting for something outside of your control to take place, then you're hesitating. So do whatever you can in your control. Like if you think you can do more, then sure, don't like take that like next step or whatever, right? But one thing is, obviously, you can't ever achieve perfection, and also perfection looks different to other people.
Right.
So when you try to find the so-called perfection, you will never get to that because perfection looks different to you than to somebody else. So if you show them someone and it's somewhat of, it's something that maybe you're working towards, maybe you work towards a different direction than the other person wants you, whether someone's giving you something or whether it's a collaborative work or whether it's a decision that has someone else at it, then you kind of have to, like, at some point you're like, okay, this is pretty good. It's not perfect, but then you take that next step. And so, like, you can't be too hesitant, but you also can't be too reckless.
You can't keep things in the perfection box. I call it like the perfection box. It's like we keep things in these cages where we're afraid for it to be judged because we don't think it's good enough. But what's the point of having it if no one can see?
Yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah. And dude, I get this. I used to get this all the time with my music. I used to get it a lot with, even like releasing the TikTok videos I do and whatnot. I'd be like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. No. But what I do is I set deadlines. I set hard deadlines where I say this is going to be released by this week. I don't care where it is. It has to go out. And the mind will eventually, like, if there were like radical changes you needed to make to it, like, you'll do it. Because you're like, it has to go out, so I have to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I think giving yourself a deadline is definitely like one of the ways that what's it called? One of the ways that you can avoid yourself from procrastinating.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you will still procrastinate even if you want to. But like at least you procrastinate towards the deadline that you get.
Exactly.
So,
and at least something happens. Like content goes out. Has to be released.
Yeah.
Have to find. Yeah. I say so. I have a lot of musician friends who make a lot of music. It's a very common thing in the music industry. And they have all these half-baked projects and they'll never release any of them. And they're like, oh, but I don't want to disappoint my fans. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, you have like 5 people that listen to your stuff right now. Like, it's okay if you're going to disappoint 5 people because it's not the best. You're going to end up attracting another 10 because you put something out. So, like, don't worry about disappointing your current fans. Worry about, like bringing in your new fans. And it's just having more content will always bring you more people. I even, like, this is funny. This all, like, links back to... We were talking about, like, writing, like, notes, when you have, like, epiphanies and whatnot. I had this epiphany, too, in Vegas. I was probably a couple drinks in or something. I use Google Keep for everything, is what I do. And I was writing down, I was like, I came up with the realization that Actual Education is a media company. What is our product? I was like, wait a minute. Like, we basically behave as a media company because we put out content. Like, what is my product? And I'm like, figure that out and just do it. And then the next thing I had was put out a video every day. Because what I've been doing so far is, with the TikTok stuff at least, is like, I wait out, I wait for my animators to get back to me, and they take like a week or two, honestly, to do these things. But I honestly should say, fuck that. Like, I can wait for the finished stuff like a week or two, but I need to constantly be putting out other stuff. Like, that's how these people like Mr. Beast and whatnot, all these YouTubers, even my friend, he told me, I was like, bro, I already stream 4 times a week, probably 9 hours a week. And he's like, that's not enough. He's like, the people like XQC and all these people, they stream every single day for like 6 hours. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
First, I don't know if I have that much time, right? But then I thought to myself, well, I need to make that much time because I need to focus on, like, what do I want to do in life? Do I want to keep, going to parties, throwing these raves and whatnot? Or do I say push that to the side and just go full in on, I want to be someone who changes education through being like a positive influence? And doing that is like, you gotta throw it all in. And I wouldn't really come to that realization sober, because I'd be like, oh, I like the coasting. But honestly, to take it to the next level, I was like, no, you need to just put out content every day. You have to be.
Yeah, I think one of the other things that I also, when you were talking about your musician friend and also what you're saying about this, I think part of it, people, the idea or the thought might be that, okay, the more I do this, then there would be more people that like will watch this. I think that's one aspect. The other aspect of it is that the more you do something, the more feedback you'll get.
Yes.
So there's more opportunity to like adapt and also adapt and like improve on the product that you have. So I think part of it is also that if you end up increasing the amount of like work that you're putting into something and you kind of constantly get a feedback from it, then you're like, oh, okay, like, if you don't release that music, imagine if you work on it like, a lot more, like you were supposed to release it after a month, you work on it for a year, and then you release it, and then it's bad.
Yeah, then no one likes
wants
it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then you're like, the improvement could have been like 10 to 20% because you wanted to go to that perfection.
Yes.
But then you realize actually that 10 to 20% wouldn't have even mattered.
Yeah, it's
because
useless
People
because
just don't like the whole.
people don't like the base. Yeah, or the core,
Yeah.
the core of it.
Yeah, so I think you kind of first you do get enough feedback, and I think once you end up getting like to a place where you're kind of plateauing, and like more is no longer giving you the
More.
result that you want,
Yeah.
then you can kind of like pull back and start to work on the quality.
Yeah, like okay,
but as long
which
as
way
if
we gotta
the
do it.
quantity works out, then
Yeah.
I think
That's the
there is
testing.
a point to do it.
A lot of artists
Yeah.
talk about how like their song that blows up, the song that like really hits and makes them famous and whatnot, is totally not the song they thought was going. Like
Yeah.
they'll put on an album and they'll be like, "Yo, I hate this song," but everyone else fucking loves it, and it just catapults them to the top. And
Yeah, no, that's actually very true.
you just don't
Yeah.
know. You don't know. Like it's a common fallacy, and I do this all the time, where I think I know what's good, what's gonna hit, what's popular. I think I know what my audience will like, but you actually don't know shit. You have to test. You have to put out, test. The numbers don't lie. The data doesn't lie. But you
Yeah,
never get the
very
data
true.
unless you release it. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I think this is like hit home because recently I was watching Hot Ones.
Uh-huh.
Have you? Do you
course.
watch this?
Yeah, no, I love Hot Ones. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I was watching with Louis Capaldi, and then he was like, "Did you expect?" Because he was talking about his latest song that a lot of people are like, crying to it and everything because it's like a very sad song and a sad music video.
Okay.
And it was like a TikTok trend where people were like reacting to Louis Capaldi's music video where people were just crying.
Sure.
And then, Sean asks him, the host, he's like, "Oh, did you expect the reaction?" And he was like, "Honestly, like a lot of the times, like I don't know what people like. I just release the music, and sometimes people just love it way more than even I do." And so
Yeah.
it was like, and then, and then Sean was like, "Oh, do you think it's good that people are like watching it and crying?" He was like, "You know what? Like I'm getting famous, so
it's paying the rent."
That's dope.
Yeah, dude. It's this guy? This guy here, Louis Capaldi?
Yeah.
Wow, I have never heard of him. That's cool. I'll have to watch this one. Oh, Grammy nominated.
Wait, yeah, he's I think one of his songs was like
Wish You the Best? Or this is
Wish You the Best
Probably
was the
Before
song.
You Go, I think, is the song that was really popular.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
someone you loved.
Someone You Loved. Yeah, Someone You Loved. You
Oh.
probably have heard of Someone You Loved because that one was really big.
It's cool. Let me check that out. Someone. Okay. But he totally didn't expect that one to blow up, but it did. Someone You Loved. Oh, okay. Okay.
I feel like you definitely.
I probably have. I don't listen to that much radio stuff, but it came out this year.
But I mean, it was no. This one's a few years ago.
Listen to it.
And this time I feel there's no one to save me.
I'm gonna get a copyrighted strike for this.
It's easy to say.
I can't even hear.
Oh yes, yeah. No, I can. Yeah. I can't hear it on the Discord, but yeah, I know which one it is. It's easy to say. Yeah, okay, I remember this song. It's cool. That was sung by this guy? Like what?
Yeah.
It's still good.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
and, like,
dude.
And here's the thing. So both of the songs that he has out, they're both very sad, but he's such a joke character.
Yeah.
And I think it also speaks to another thing is like, people
Don't
have
take
different
yourself too
ways of
seriously.
expressing. Yeah, and also people have different ways of expressing themselves. Like he is a very
He's relatable.
extroverted guy.
It says here
Yeah,
he's
but-
honest about his struggles, which is helping others like him. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not different than you guys. I'm just.
Yeah, he's like a very he's like very funny, and I think like he kind of has that Scottish kind of humor as well, which I love.
Oh my god,
But-
I'll have to check him out more. That's cool. I'll have to check out this Hot Ones. Honestly, I love these interviews.
Yeah,
They're great.
wait, have you watched Full House?
Of course. Yeah, John Stamos
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, have you watched the Hot Ones with John
No,
Stamos?
no.
Oh my god, he is like
Oh yeah, they had Marquise Brownlee on here, dude. There's some great people on here. What?
Yeah, no. To watch the one with John Stamos
This one?
he steals the show. Like he is so good. He
He
like
just takes it
turned
over.
into the host. Oh, he's
Oh,
like incredible.
my aunt used to live down the street from John Stamos. Too
Oh,
funny.
true.
Yeah, and he used to
No,
live in
he's
Orange County.
hilarious.
Oh, I'll have to watch this one. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I loved Full House.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't watched Full House that much because like I watched like a season of it and I think it was a different thing than I thought and I kind of just let it go. It's not that I disliked it; it's just not
Sure.
what I expected. But after watching this, I definitely want to watch it again.
Oh,
'cause
nice.
John Stamos was like, so funny in that episode. It was
Oh.
probably one of the funniest episodes of Hot Ones that I watched.
I think
It's
I'll watch this.
hilarious.
It's nice. They're only 24 minutes. I can like watch this on the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
All right, sick. Okay, here let's wrap this up. Let's do the giveaway prizes for all y'all that asked some questions. Appreciate all of them. I'm gonna go to the gym after this. Good about myself. All right, let's see. Let me see if I missed anyone who asked a question. I think I got everyone here. Initial Noise, Jamarcus, Teacup, Slimy. I think that's everyone. Okay, spin around. Gonna get it. Who's gonna get some nitro? Who's gonna get it? Wow, Initial, it's you today, dude. Good job, Initial, dude. How you get more nitro? I like that. Wow.
Whatever you're saying to me, I'm like half in and half out of focus. I'm playing Arma.
Oh, Arma's great. Great game, dude. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the Golden Hour podcast. I really appreciated all the questions, discussions. Now this is almost like therapy for like just hearing my own thoughts out loud, dude. It's cool. No, I think we need. I understand why people like do podcasts. They do like the Joe Rogan type thing. It is very helpful to just have a discussion with another human.
I think one of the biggest things is
talking
like
in general.
Talking in general, yes. What's the biggest thing,
yeah.
Rampton?
I was saying one of the biggest things is because people used to do this often. For some reason, I don't understand why people were like, "Oh, I can just hang out with my friends and just sit down and talk with them."
Mhm.
But like, if I ever want to like figure out like a night out with my friends or anything, it's gonna take us like 2 months before.
Yeah, I know, dude.
But then if you were like, "Oh, let's have a podcast online,"
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna take a day to figure it out. So I think podcast is just something we used to do before social media.
Yeah, we used
normally.
to just hang out, and then social media like ruined everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the lives are also kind of harder because people live a lot further.
Correct.
People are busier. They're like, oh, I don't want to like go all the way there, and like
People
come
get the
back.
anxiety of like I gotta commit to like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
On something like this,
Exactly.
if you gotta go, you can just be like, I just gotta go, peace. There's no like, I have to say goodbye to everyone and whatnot. It's just like, no, you just.
And then drive all the way home.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's low commitment. Yeah, yeah. That goes back to the social anxiety noise. Yeah, that's how you get rid of social anxiety. Start a podcast. Okay, very cool. Any last things you want to say, Rampton, before we head out?
No, hopefully people, took some things from the.
I think they did. I
like,
think
the
Jamarcus
positive
took a
thing.
lot for it. Yeah, I think it was a lot of
Yeah.
positive stuff. That's what I'm always in my notebook. Sometimes it says, "How can you help someone today?" I'm like, I help people. I feel good about myself after this. I'm like, I help some people.
It's good.
Let me go spend some karma points on being a bastard
Hopefully
somewhere else.
people. I don't know who watched the fight thing. I was like, hopefully people.
I thought it was
enjoyed
super
that also.
entertaining. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll convert it and put it for the kids if you want for them. I could put it in the last thing.
Yeah, I think it's up to see if people would like that kind of thing for sure.
Yeah. I did. I think when Nick showed up, he's like, "Yo, who's that? Who's fighting? What are they doing?" Yeah, super cool. Super cool to see we're all humans just doing human things.
Yeah.
You exist behind the keyboards.
That was pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. Dope. Hopefully it inspires you guys to maybe, do your own things. Like, it doesn't have to be fighting, but, some sort of.
Yeah. I mean, you can always do Muay Thai. Like right now, I'm doing Muay Thai just to get back into shape and also
Mhm.
like it gives you confidence, like especially like I think when it comes to like when you walk down the street, especially like during the past like 2-3 years, like from a safety standpoint, like I see a lot of people that like in the street they just like say something to you for no reason.
Yeah.
And like it has happened a lot, but like now that I've like started to, I'm not in the shape that I used to be, but I'm still like getting back into
You still
really
feel
good
like,
shape.
yeah, I wish someone would try to fuck with me because I'd fuck them up. Just
Yeah,
like-
and then at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to respond, and it doesn't even bother me because it's like when if push comes to shove, I know I can like deal with
I could
the
throw down.
situation.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna like try to, argue with some dude who's like randomly just saying stuff on the street. So I think it's definitely good from both like a safety thing that people would get from it, and also you feel great. Like it takes a lot of aggression out of you, because you're like hitting the boxing bag or something like that. You don't have to like do sparring. It could just be
The endorphins.
hitting
the
the bag
endorphins are
and-
great.
Exactly, and so it's both good for physical and mental aspect.
All right, nice. Okay, I'm gonna go do some gym stuff. It was good to talk to all y'all. We'll be doing office hours again tomorrow, Friday. Hour later, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I will see you guys then. Cool. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
All right, you too.
You too,
Peace,
you too.
peace,
Bye.
guys.